Second-hand shoes. Second-hand shoes. We get a lot of second-hand shoes that people have bought on Vinted or on eBay or on Marketplace, and regularly you're getting a bargain, an absolute bargain. We get maybe half a dozen pair a week through the door, second-hand shoes bought on Vinted. You buy these second-hand shoes and check, of course, that they fit and everything's good, and then come into us and can you do a repair on them, give them a quick check over, make sure that they're worth spending money on. Generally, there's some fabulous bargains out there, some shoes that have been worn. I'm sure some of them will be dead man's shoes, but you know, fine, let's get them bought, get them repaired, get them worn. Some of them probably don't even want repairing, but you have to just be a little bit careful. Sometimes it's difficult with the pictures that you see, and you know if you're getting a really, really old shoe where the leather's dry and cracking, and that's the problem when the shoes are really old, dry and cracking, they've never had any goodness on them, and they are a little bit of a nightmare for us to start repairing. Sometimes I will tell a customer, we can repair the shoe for you, we can put the soles and the heels on and everything, but the uppers are that far gone, probably not going to last that long. But some customers have it done, they like to have them done, others ditch them and move on to another pair. Anyway, we've got some here that we sent in. This shoe was all together when it was sent in. The customer, a lady, brought these in for a friend of hers. We're going to do a full rebuild on them. We started stripping the shoe down. We were busy, so it sort of got past us a little bit. We took £130 off this lady to have these shoes done. They are a gent's shoe, and it was for a gentleman friend of hers. And anyway, the shoes here, we stripped the shoe off. The sole came off nicely. Underneath there, we had this hardboard, Conti board type of midsole on there, and so no problem. Took the cork out of there, get my mouth working right. That revealed that they had this board insole. So the insole of the shoe is on like a cardboard material, not a leather insole that the shoe is made on. So yeah, you know, it's a little bit, look, it's all properly made, all beautifully. It's got the rib and it's stitched through. A lot of workmanship went into making this crap shoe, really. Yeah, but this is what you would get as an average sort of shoe in the late 60s, 70s. This was the sort of shoe that was out there. So we're looking around the shoe. The welt started. I've got bits of welt here that have peeled off. Look at this here. Look, just come in here. Look, you see how the welt, look, and I'm not even sure if this welt is just dry leather or if it actually is like a you know, like a hardboard welt. Look at that. Look, it's just completely goosed. So the shoe would really need re-welting, which Paul won't do. He won't do re-welting, it just takes too long. So then we're thinking, well, let's just have another look at these, make sure that we can't say to somebody, let's get them re-welted for you, let's get them sent somewhere, somebody will re-welt them. We look inside, and this lining is plastic vinyl lining. So all this lining round here, it's not going to be good for your feet. It's plastic vinyl, and then we have a plastic seat piece on there, which is not the end of the world because your foot's not against that seat piece there, but the lining's quite bad. And then this is the kiss of death for these shoes. Look in here, look, just look there. Can you see where the uppers are starting to crack? Look, and it's just starting to, and you can see that it's going to split down there. Look, it's gone there as well. So these uppers, if they were polished up, they'd look lovely, but that is eventually going to split down there. Once we've put a nice, strong midsole on a shoe like this, and then the top sole and the heel stack and everything, there's so much pressure is going to be put on the upper. These are going to just rip down there, and it's not going to last 2 minutes. So they got past us. So we now owe that customer a refund for these. Well, we've had a word with them, and they're looking for some other shoes. But we thought, when I say we, this is more Rob than we would have a look at getting a pair ourselves. So Rob's been online. Where were these from? eBay? eBay, and he's brought these beautiful Cheaneys. Fantastic. Look at that. Just beautiful. It's actually called a Bonham. Bonham from Cheaneys, which I'll be honest, I haven't heard of. This is what we looks like an Avon there, look, you see. Really just the same sort of pattern. And this looks like the old dark leaf colour. Beautiful shoe. What did you pay for these?
28 quid.
£28. Blooming heck. £28. And why were they £28?
Turn it over.
because of that. Okay. But the rest of the shoe is beautiful. Just hold it there, I've got customers to serve. Right, where were we? We're on about these beautiful Joseph Cheaneys that Rob has bought, and they have the commando sole that has cracked. And this is not that common, really. It's with older shoes, shoes that you might have bought and tucked away and not worn them for 5 or 6 years, then suddenly you get them out and the soles crack on them. But generally, when you buy a new pair of shoes, when you have a shoe repaired, you never see this happen, or very, very rarely. Anyway, the rest of the shoe is beautiful. So what do you have to ask the guy that's selling them? Because there'll be some buggers out there selling some crap shoes like these. Some will be selling them, they don't know that they're crap shoes. But there'll be others that just angle the shoe in such a way that you don't see that all the back linings are knackered. You don't see that the welt's hanging off. You don't see that they've had 25 repairs and there's nothing left of the welt. It's the welt for us, it's the welt that's the important part, isn't it, Paul? The welt that you want. And Paul would sooner have a really old shoe that's on its last legs, but hasn't had too many repairs, and then he can do a repair to it and tidy them up. So anyway, what do you want to know? You want to know inside the shoe, is the insole okay? Are the linings okay? Are the back linings okay? Are the welts okay? That's really, you know, and after that, if the person's being honest with you, the new pair of these is 495, is it? 475, something like that. These are beautiful, except for that there. 30 quid. So, 30 quid. A full rebuild on these, Paul. They're going to need a midsole. 140 £140 for the repair on those. So you're going to be at 170 quid. 170 quid plus a little bit of postage back to you. But you know, and you're getting a pair of shoes. In my world, I like to see them a little bit worn in. Now, what have you done to these, Rob? Have you given them some polish? And
I give them all I've done is I give them a quick clean off.
Quick clean off, yep.
Photos of what they looked like before.
Yep.
And then I've put the conditioning cream on. I haven't even polished them. So.
Right.
But what attracted me to them is, in the photo, you could see where it had cracked.
Yes.
And the bloke was holding it, bending it like that.
Yeah, he was bending it like that.
You could see that it wasn't cracked. The welt wasn't cracked.
Yes.
It's just gone into. So if the welt had been cracked, it would have been a disaster.
Yes. No, it wouldn't have been a disaster. But you would have had to live with the shoe with that little bit of a crack in the welt. Listen, there's a lot that you can live with the shoe. You know, can you mend it? No, we can't mend it. We can do the repair, but these marks and some cracks in the welt and such, in the storm welt and such, you've got to live with. So, but it's not the end of the world. You
could see there was no wear on the lining.
No.
There was no wear on the Cheaneys logo.
No, the heel's hardly been. Yeah.
The sole was like, well, it had gone a little bit on the toe, probably halfway through.
Yes.
You could see that the crack had stopped him using them.
So.
But where he was bending it, you could see the shine on the leather.
Yes.
Still. So they just looked in a nice condition. Plus, he didn't put the name of the shoe in the title, so that might have stopped people finding it.
Yes.
Because they are called a Bonham.
A Bonham.
But they look exactly like an Avon.
They are an Avon.
The rubber.
Yep.
Is,
and it's I don't think you can get an Avon with a commando.
Well, Avon C.
Oh yes, you get these are the laces that were in them. They were doing them no favours at all. Okay, so this is your Avon C with the commando. Yeah, the Avon. This is in the grained leather, but you can see it's very similar pattern, same toe medallion. Exactly, it does, doesn't it? And that's with the commando.
Apart from that heel.
Yes, and that's the dark leaf with the day night. The heel on this one, look at that. Look, that's the difference, you see. Look at that beautiful leather heel stuck in there, and this has got a solid rubber heel. So sometimes you see this, and maybe, you know, somebody will tell us this is an old model, but you know, Fabulous pair of shoes. What we're going to do?
It hasn't even got any wear.
No.
Your little toe inside.
Yeah.
No
wear on the lining. No. Hand inside your shoe like that, and you're feeling where the toes are just to see if it's worn through the lining and such. Listen, even if it has worn through, you're still going to get some wear out of them. It'll be absolutely fine, as long as there's nothing there to bother you in the backs mainly. That's the main part. And that people have not screwed the back up. I know they're not for you. These are going to be, I don't know what we're going to do with them. We're going to ask you what sole should we put on them. So we're going to strip them off. Do they want to have, with this lovely donut, something like a clay red sole on there? This is the green. The green's lovely. We've just done a pair with the green on. Where? Oh, there. Paul's got them over there. Done a pair with the green on, and or this is the boom chestnut. That's the word. Chestnut on the day night.
I think that one's the one. I love that. That'll look amazing.
Or they could have a soft sole on, or they could have one of them crazy colours that we did on those army boots. Just let us know. Put some messages in the comments. See what. Or you could just go straight back to commando, which would be a bit boring, really. They could. They could go to leather. That we could make these into a lot lighter shoe and put a light midsole in, or no midsole, straight leather sole, and then a leather heel.
That's the one.
Yes.
Look at that.
Yeah, well, that's, let's just see. Anyway, this is, second-hand shoes, great. There's some absolute bargains to be had on there. We've just got to mention Stevie came down from Aberdeen, and when you get your shoes back now, you might be getting one of these little key rings here that Stevie's had engraved with the shoe healer on, or a pen that Stevie's had done for us. He sent us some hats. Oh God, look at that. No, I didn't send them. He brought them. He came down, took us out for a lovely Indian meal. And yeah, so anyway, Stevie, thank you very much. It was lovely to see you, and great of you to turn up and bring us all these bits and bobs of freebies to give away. Absolutely fabulous. Yeah, we do really well here at the Shoe Healer. We even got tickets a few weeks ago to go to London for the Commonwealth service, and we were stood there with the King and Queen and Will and Kate. That was bloody marvellous. Thank you very much to Suzuka for that. It was wonderful, really special. We regularly get biscuits and cakes, and but Paul prefers savoury, don't you, Paul? Just if anybody sausage rolls, yeah. And occasionally we get alcohol as well.
Did you try a rowie?
A rowie?
I think it was a rowie.
What's a rowie? A rowie?
One of them things that Steve brought in.
Oh right, they were like a
Scotland or something.
a rowie.
That's what we thought. I googled it. And
Yeah. We tried. He brought us all sorts down. It was fabulous. It was really nice to have him down and have a bit of fun. Yeah, it was really good. Anyway, that's it. Second-hand shoes, nothing wrong with them. Some bargains out there, absolute bargains. This chap here is going to get some more shoes sorted out so we can do another repair for him. Just turns out he's a size 10 and these are a size 10 as well. So I don't know, maybe there might be something we can do there. Anyway, lovely, all sorted. I think I've mentioned everything. Postman's here. Cheers, my friend. Thank you very much. Lovely. Right, okay, all done.